Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jonathan Malice, welcoming you to OCCW Prime. Today we're going to be speaking with the OCCW Heavyweight Champion, Othello, the LA Assassin, Othello,
That's right.
the big fellow, Othello.
That's right.
More importantly, the man himself, Othello. Othello, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is the first in what's going to be several interview segments for OCCW Prime channel and Orange County Championship Wrestling. I want to get right into it. On Saturday, September 29th at the Orange County Championship Wrestling training facility, we have Exodus. That is a full card in which the main event will be the LA Assassin, the big fella, the OCCW Heavyweight Champion. Yep. Othello is going to be taking on the legendary Irish juggernaut Mikey O'Shea. Now, I want to take us back a little bit, Othello. I know in the past that you and Mikey O'Shea have met up against each other in the ring a couple of times.
Exactly.
And you guys go back, I don't know how long ago. Tell us about your history with Mikey O'Shea and what you plan on happening.
Well, basically, we go back about 6 years. I came to Championship Wrestling from Hollywood in 2012, and I think, he arrived like right before I did. And, me and Mikey, man, it's always been this quiet animosity,
Fair enough.
And, we crossed paths, about twice over at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Okay, that was Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. For those of you who aren't in the know, they've been running shows since, I want to say, 2004.
I believe so. I think it's about 2004, about 2004.
2004, 2005. Yeah. And very early on, you and Mikey O'Shea were one of the earlier crews to come through there, right?
Well, not necessarily earlier. It was like somewhere like in the middle. You know what I mean?
Okay. Tell us about where you were at that time, where Mikey was at the time, and how you guys managed to come up against each other, and so forth.
Well, around that time when I first came in, man, I was basically looking for a job. Like I wrestled here and there for other companies, and some personal stuff going on. But I finally got on with them, and did my thing over there. And like I say, me and him, we always had this quiet animosity. Like we knew one day we was gonna clash.
Right.
It's just like, we look across the room from each other. It's like, okay, yeah, I know I'm going to see him down the road.
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you. I really like that Championship from Wrestling Hollywood TV show. I try to watch it, when it's broadcast every Saturday.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
I like it a lot. I mean, I like it a lot. And that was the first time I ever saw Othello. When I saw him come out, I was like, oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, my God, that's a big dude. Is he really that big?
Yeah.
Because it's on TV, and, and I had a small TV.
Exactly.
Is he really? And then I every time I watch it, I go, where's that Othello cat? Where's that Othello cat? How come that Othello cat's not wrestling? What? How are you going to let a 7-foot-tall, buff old brother go in there? And then I'm like, whatever happened to that guy? I remember I asked, I think it was Mikey O'Shea.
Right,
and he goes, he's been away from the business. I can contact him. I go, absolutely.
Right,
absolutely. And I remember getting the call from you, and I digress. Tell us, I'm getting ahead of the story. So what happened with you and Mikey O'Shea in Hollywood?
Oh, well, we was involved in a tag match together. He and Adam Pierce against, James Morgan and myself.
Okay.
That match ended in a schmoz. But me and Mikey,
a big old gang.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight, right?
No one won that match.
No winners, no DQ, double
no
DQ,
winners.
I would imagine.
Yeah. Very physical match.
Right.
And that led into me and Mikey going one-on-one, later on that year.
Oh, for Hollywood? Or?
Yeah, for Hollywood,
okay,
yeah.
So how did that match turn out?
It was a great match, very physical match. As you know, Mikey and I, we two big physical dudes, and it was just, real physical. Right. And again, no one won that match. And that fueled, that added to the animosity, because it's like, who's really better?
Right,
You know what I mean?
Well, that's you know what? Honestly, I didn't know that you guys had faced each other a couple times before. When Othello came to Orange County Championship Wrestling, we had you up against, I think, was Mikey your first opponent?
Yeah, that was my first opponent here, yeah.
And you know what? Like I said, the only times I saw you was, I don't even think I saw you in a match on TV. I saw you do the heart punch and knock people out and everything.
Oh, yeah, very robotic version, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was like, well, he's a big dude. People are going to be impressed by him. Let's see if he wrestles.
I hate to go off track here, but see, that's been the issue, pretty much my whole career, when you look at me, you think, okay, Compton, South Central, Inglewood.
I don't think that.
You know, big black guy. You know what I mean? But they can't see, you know, the athlete. They can't see that I'm actually a wrestler. I can actually work. Like I've never gotten that respect. You know, people just look at me and just automatically label me as just one thing, and that's just a big guy that's robotic. And I'm a lot more than that. There's many levels, you know, to Othello.
And you know what? That was all I was looking. That's all I was expecting. I was expecting a big dude. You know, people are gonna go ooh that's scary. And then I watched that match take place, and I've said this several times. I said it on the podcast. I said it to each and every one of you. That was the hardest hitting match I've ever been at ringside for. I'm telling you right now. I booked a lot of matches as a kid. I went to a lot of matches. I have never seen two guys hit the ropes as hard, hit each other as hard, hit the ring as hard. You know, and I remember I said to Mikey after the match, which frankly, I think if I recall, you wound up beating.
Yeah,
Mikey.
I won. You know, and that match for me, even though that was my first match, that was an important match, and mainly because it was against him. And I told you, like after our match at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, you know, I left that match frustrated because I just had to know like who's better. And that, you know, on that night, you know, my hand was raised, which made me better. And I walked away that night, you know, satisfied. Now, I ain't going to say satisfied. I walked away happy, but not satisfied because I knew there was more to come.
Yeah, you know, and I said to both of you guys, I sat you both down, and you know, at different times. And I said to Mikey on the air, I said to you, I'm like, that was one hell of a match. And I said to Mikey, look, man, I know you didn't go over, but I just want to tell you thank you because I had no idea that Othello wrestled like he does. I mean, if you're out there, if you're looking to book a big guy, you will not be disappointed. Oh my God. And so I was like, hey, I think I might have hit pay dirt here. I think we might have something here. At the time, you know, Rudy Rogers, maybe was it the same night? Rudy Rogers won the title?
No. He already had the belt.
Okay, he'd already had the belt, right? Rudy Rogers, if you're not, go ahead.
He won the title right before I got there.
Okay, Rudy Rogers is about 5'0", 100 nothing. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. Rudy, if you don't know Rudy Rogers is shorter than my attention span and twice as light, right? But he was a hell of a champion. He had the heart, huge heart. And your series of matches with Rudy Rogers, first one at I think it's at American Legion Post.
Yeah, American Legion Post.
Right? It ended, well, we'll go through all that, but take us through that. Tell us a little bit about what you think of Rudy Rogers. Take us through those matches a little bit, and we'll go from there.
I mean, you know, my opinion is he's tough, very tough. You know, I mean, he took one hell of a beating.
He took three hells of a beating.
Yeah, I mean, all three matches he took a beating.
That's true.
You know, it's times during that match I'm like, yo, why is he getting up?
Right.
Stay down.
Right.
You know, stay down, man, because you know, I don't want to hurt you no more than what I'm already doing.
Right.
And I always said it. I said if half of the guys in this business had his heart, you know, they'd be doing okay. Because he's definitely a top contender. You know, I just can't say enough about him. You know, he was a fighting champion. He never shied away. He never backed away. I mean, look at the difference. You know, I'm 7 foot, and he's like, what, 5'2",
5'3", 5'3", yeah.
And not one time did he say, I'm not going to get in the ring with him. Not one time did he run away from me. You know, like some people we know with the big American hats. He still toe-to-toe with me, and he gave me everything he had.
You know, I tell you what, after that first match, I was like, oh, Rudy's not going to make it. Rudy's not going to make it. And I believe it ended in a double countout or something like that. The second match was at the dojo. And if you're familiar with the dojo, if you've been to any of the shows there, you'll see we have a second story.
Yep.
Indoor second story, right? Rudy, in all his craziness, leapt from that second story onto you.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit about what was going through your mind when you seen this human being hurtling towards Earth. And
well, you know, I'm I hear his music, but I don't see him coming out. And you know, I'm talking to the ref. Where is he? I'm talking to you. You know, where is he?
Right.
You know, I'm thinking, okay, I
remember I was like, he was here. I know he was here.
I'm like, hey, I'm guessing that maybe he caught the flu at the last minute or something, or maybe he just don't want to show up. I'm thinking that maybe, okay, I guess he just don't come on and hand me the belt. And then next thing I know, I look up and here he come.
Yeah. Flying and to why he was literally doing this on the way down. It wasn't any of this super fly snooker nonsense. It was a long way down for him.
A real long way down. I was like, okay. So I guess this is how it's starting.
It was amazing. That was a barn burner match, and finally the title winds up changing hands at Cage Match 2 at American Legion Post 716. Take us through that cage match, and ultimately when you finally got Rudy to right where you needed him, huh?
Well, that match, man, I was real focused because that match is another match that meant a lot. Not only just because it was for the world title, but that was an opportunity for me to sell my legacy in this business.
Right.
So I came in real focused, and I knew what I had to do. We had 2 prior matches, so I knew what to expect, and I knew what I had to do.
Right.
And I got the job done, But the greatest part was hoisting that in the air.
Right.
Because for me, that signified a lot in my career. Because you see, being here and just you giving me the opportunity that a lot of promoters.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. It's not like you're difficult to work with. You're not a diva. I mean, yeah, you do beat up and break people's legs and such, which cost me a little bit of money. But I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe I'll find out. I hope I never do, right? But I hope I don't know why you were not the centerpiece in some of these. And
like I say, we track back to, people look at me as just, a 7-foot machine.
Did they see you work?
That's the thing, you look, a lot of people look at me, they don't really care about that because all they see is how can I make money off of this big guy.
That's what I saw. I saw dollar signs.
Yeah, but you saw dollar signs in the sense that you let me go in there and actually display what I can do.
That's true.
See, these guys, they want me to work how they want me to work. They want to be real robotic, big boots and leg drops.
Bad idea. Just a bad idea.
And they think because I'm big that I don't have aspirations to be a champion.
Right.
And no. Anything I do, I want to be the best, and I want an opportunity. I want an opportunity to go at the best. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I know I'm one of the best. Everybody, talk about different territories, and these guys talk about I'm the best. I'm the best. No, you the second best because I'm still in this business.
That's great.
And that's for anybody that want to come here and see me. They can come here and see me for that.
Right.
Because I don't shy away from nobody. I am one of the best champions in this business, and I proved it the past year, night in and night out.
Right.
Everybody that you put me in the ring with, my hand is being raised. I'm victorious.
Yeah, you know what? You faced all comers. We've even had to bring people in from whether it's Freddie Flores, Azrael, like you said, we aforementioned Mikey O'Shea. Now, what I wanted to talk about before we moved on to your next match, I wanted to talk about your last match with Mariachi Loco here at Next Level. Everyone thought after Amazing Junior and Little Cholo's match, they're like, wow, this match is just unsurpassable. And then Azrael and Marcus Frey's match. Again, another great match. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a little guy, big guy." That match was unbelievable from literally the very beginning when Mariachi Loco had his incident falling off the top rope there. I've been promoting wrestling shows steadily for 5 years, and then years before that, I have never seen a crowd genuinely concerned with the outcome on an indie show in a long time. You were watching those kids with their Mariachi Locos masks, just praying, literally praying for Mariachi Loco to go over. People on their knees, just 1, 2, right? People, I thought the referee was going to get killed when he made the 3 count, right? Everyone was furious with him. It was just a fantastic match. Mariachi Loco, if you're out there, if you're watching, nice work. Tell us about that match a little bit.
I mean, that was a great match, man. I mean, that's, I think, probably my top favorite, in my career. Mariachi Loco is is a guy to have a lot of respect for, and I knew going into the match it was going to be a fight. I knew he wasn't just going to lay down. He's not some little run around flippity dude, luchador, right? Nah, I knew training-wise, I knew I had to be in the top shape because he's quick as a mouse.
Yeah, that you guys kept moving, right? You see a lot of matches where the guys are, they're walking around the ring. The other guy's letting them walk around the ring because he's not able to breathe. But that match, a giant man and a luchador, I don't like to pat myself on the back, right? But I really want to give myself credit for putting that match together.
You know what you're doing? You're doing what a lot of promoters don't, don't want to do. They can't think outside of that box. You know what I mean? They think, oh,
Just their
big guy posts them all over everybody. You know what I mean? You willing to think outside of that box and give any and everybody an opportunity.
It's just common sense, man.
It is common sense. You know what I mean? Like I say, all I ever wanted is just the opportunity to show what I can do.
Right. And,
You know, and a lot of people, a lot of the guys, they don't want to give me the opportunity to show what I can do. They just see me as one thing and they want me to be that. And like I told you earlier, there's many levels to what I can do. I'm not just one thing.
Right. I wholeheartedly agree. Okay, that takes us to my final set of questions. You are up against Mikey O'Shea again September 29th at Exodus at the Orange County Championship Wrestling Training Facility. Mikey O'Shea's a little bit different motivated, all right? You're the champ, right?
Exactly,
Whereas
yeah.
when you faced each other, you guys are just both on your environment. You're the champ now. Mikey O'Shea seems to be personally invested in this match in that, he didn't like what you guys did to Azrael, right? Speak to what you did to Azrael, and then speak to how you're going to handle the match.
Well, listen, as far as what we did to Azrael, like I've said time in and time out, it was well deserved. I've sat here, I don't know how many Tuesday nights and had to sit back and listen to him, say the disrespectful things, the racial things that he threw our direction. So, Marcus Fran, we made a pact, like, regardless of the outcome, he's not walking out of that ring. He's going to pay for everything that he said. You reap what you sow. Okay, I believe in freedom of speech, but I also believe in being accountable for the things that you say and the things that you do.
I agree with that.
And he had to be held accountable for what he said. And everything that he said, it came back and it bit him in the ass that night. So I don't apologize for that, and I don't feel bad for that. Now, as far as, Mikey O'Shea, finally growing up here and showing some kind of emotion and showing that fire that's been missing, for the past, 2 years. I mean, if that's the good that came out of it, then I'm happy. Because, I believe that Mikey O'Shea is the top guy in this business. But lately he's been lacking. He hasn't had that fire. He's just been Michael J. Button. He hasn't been Mikey O'Shea, Wreck-It Mikey.
Wreck-It Mikey. Now, Wreck-It Mikey, the Irish juggernaut. Wreck-It Mikey, I when I first brought him into OCCW, I had met him, he first started training when we had Battleground Pro at my dojo, right, years ago. Just this big, goofy kid. Now he's this big, goofy man. Right. But to watch him work in that ring, I mean, he is like he's the captain of the world. Right? Yeah. He could steer the world from that ring.
Yeah.
Get him outside of the ring, different story maybe. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to that match for two reasons. One, right? Title's on the line.
Yep.
Right? Two, Mikey O'Shea has actually some skin in the game. He has a personal vendetta for some reason. I don't understand it. It seems to me that Azrael aggravated him every bit as much as he aggravated you and your friends.
Exactly.
And I guess it's not a question of race. It's a question of craziness versus sanity. All right, crazy people talking is going to bother you. So, but he did not like what happened. I guess he gotten a little closer to Azrael as they co-host the Royal Rumble, and he came to me. He said, "Hey, you put me in the ring with those guys, or I'm never working for you again."
Right.
All right, and I was happy to do it. I mean, that's a great match. And I personally, on a personal level, would love to see. If I had an OCCW video game, I would match myself up with, either Mikey O'Shea against Othello or vice versa. So it's good to be the boss in that respect.
Well, this match means a lot for both of us because, like I said, we are two guys, that were on TV, and that wasn't given the opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And, now we get a chance to do this on a much higher scale, for a much bigger prize, which is for this world title.
Right. And I'm looking forward to it. Everybody who's going to be looking forward to it at the show, that's September 29th, the OCCW Training Center. That's 8381 Catella Avenue in Stanton, Unit J. Tickets will be $10 pre-sale, or $10 pre-sale, $15 at the door. Hit me up if you are looking to purchase tickets. For the OCCW champ, the LA Assassin, the big fellow Othello. I'm Jonathan Malice. This has been OCCW Prime. I want to thank you for coming on, big man.
Again, thank you for having me.
Good luck on your match, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, thank you.
Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
Thank you. Have a great night.